Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Wanted to do a little video on prepping, and it's been quite a while since I've done a video on prepping, so I apologize for that, guys. I've been super busy taking care of both my parents now, but that's the way things are. And actually, work's been super slow, so I've been working on a side project, another YouTube channel, and hopefully it gets monetized and I can make some money. Hopefully enough that I don't have to you know, screw around too much. So anyway, right down here, if you look on the desk, we have a mat and we have a white cord going out of it, and it's a USB cord that goes into one of my power packs, and you can clearly see it's a fabric with a wire that runs inside of that, and this is basically a USB powered electric heater. So for prepping, guys, especially if you have some type of solar or anything like that, that is the way to go. So this thing I tested out at the house on my I have a power pack similar to this one, but this is a legitimate 30 amp hour power pack, and the one I tested this on is not. It's a fake one, so it's probably not. It's probably half or less than a 30 amp hour, but it ran for 3 hours straight on my knockoff battery pack, and I'm guessing on this power pack it's gonna run 5 hours plus straight. So that's pretty decent, especially if you guys have a way to recharge your battery pack on the go on your bug out bag. If you have some type of portable solar panel to hook up, I have mine just laid on the backside of the bug out bag, and yeah, that's the way I run mine. So this thing I actually ordered off of Wish. And they sell another model, guys. This is just a single sheet model, and it says on there it uses 9 watts of power, but I don't know. The way I tested it, it ran for 3 hours straight on my other power pack, like I said, and this one here, I'm guessing I'm going to be able to get 5 hours plus out of here. Now this was from 100%. It's already gone down to 97%. But what I found is once this heater runs for a while, within the first hour it kind of mellows out and doesn't drain as much power over time once it's heated up to a certain level. That's what I found anyway. But anyway, I have another it's an 8-piece, it's called an 8-piece clothing warmer or dryer, USB powered. You need at least a 2 amp socket that you have to plug these into. So you got to have a decent power pack. You can't plug this into a cheapy one. It just won't work. You gotta have at least a 2 amp out to the device. Now, like I said, I have another one coming. It's 8 smaller pieces, all are powered by one USB cord, but this one has an on-off button and a temperature control. And like I say, you can use this for many things. So, cold winter night, you have a full power pack. I would tuck both items in underneath your sleeping bag with you, and you'll be good. You'll have a nice decent heat source for 5+ hours if you have a decent power pack. Now, the one that's coming, I'm going to test to see how long it's going to last. But the nice thing about it is you can put it in multiple locations, but you're going to have a jumble of wires because they're all hooked up to a main switch and power supply. So the reason I bought this originally was to warm up my keep my batteries heated in the off-grid tiny house, to combat the freezing temperatures we've been getting this winter. And so far I haven't tested it yet, but I may tuck this in after this video, particularly after testing it here on this power pack especially. I want to see if it'll just give enough heat, because I now have my battery inside an insulated case basically. And if let's say I put this on a timer to come on at 6 a.m. to run off solar and have it run for I can run this thing for 12 hours straight probably, because this one only gets to a certain temperature and stays there, so it's super comfortable. Like I said, when testing this out at home, I had it just laying on my chest for 3 hours, and man, I was ready for bed. Pretty damn cozy, knocks you out. But like I said, this is really sweet. It's flat, it's thin, you're not gonna have issues, you can manipulate it. Like I say, you have many options if you're bugging out. You need a little heat somewhere on your feet. Put your feet on it. Put your hands on it. Take it with you, like I said, in a sleeping bag. That's probably the best way, and that way you can stay warm. Other than that, it doesn't get warm enough to, I don't think it dries anything out per se. It doesn't get that warm enough to dry something out to the point where it's, cooking it or something like that. But interesting little device. I picked that up from Wish, and I got that via the help of the Patreon members. So if you guys are not a Patreon member, please help me out. The more Patreon members I have, the better and cooler stuff I get to show you guys. That's for sure. So, just wanted to share that video. So this is an electric heating element, USB powered, so it's fairly low power unit, and most people have USB power banks nowadays that are preppers, hopefully. And then in the daytime, obviously, recharge it if you got a little portable solar panel, or if you're in an off-grid situation like myself, you can buy a whack ton of these, and depending on the other one that I ordered and when it shows up, I'll be able to test out to see how warm I could get the tiny house. Like, I could set this on the floor in the tiny house, and it'll help heat up the floor, and it'll run completely off the solar. Obviously I can shut it off when the sun goes down, because that'll just murder your batteries. But during the day, it's an electric heat source off the grid, and it's just another tool for the arsenal that you can use whenever you want. So Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, guys, we'll see you back in a bit.